welcome,
this now?
Crawford.
Okay, all right. You guys don't even know. Like, you're on the other side of things. Sheena and I have been trying to get this going, where I wasn't hearing this really weird, lagging, annoying thing, like echo of my voice. For like, we've been trying to do this since what, like 4 o'clock, and it's 4:49 now. I realize you
Right.
all aren't live, so I had to tell you the time so that you all knew exactly what we've been dealing with to bring the show to you.
And that's typical melanin manga stuff. So
You know what? You know what it
they're
shows? It
like,
shows
that's nothing new.
perseverance. It shows
That's nothing new.
perseverance in the face of everything saying no, and you're like, yes, right. This is the kind of entertainment and commitment you get from Melanin Manga. You get from Gina. I can't point. Um,
Oh, I was like, okay, okay.
there we go. There we go.
Right.
It's all backwards. Okay. So, hi guys. This is Bitches Reading. Normally, in the
Right.
beginning when we started this, this was Bitches Reading Batman. But we decided,
Mm-hmm.
well, fuck it. Let's do something different than
Yeah.
just Batman. The other thing is normally we've been sitting there and we've been like doing like a message, right? Like we did Absolute Batman Annual because like of the political messages and everything like that. And then we thought, finally, we're just going to talk about something that's fun.
You know.
Who would have thought, right? So, if you, if you've been living under a rock the last, oh, what, let's say 7, 8, 9 months, maybe the last year, you might not know about the man in the heart pattern boxers named Carl. Dungeon Crawler Carl. Everybody's new book boyfriend. Okay?
That part.
And let that not let the fact that he's everybody's new book boyfriend let that not deter you. Because Dungeon Crawler Carl, it's for the boys too.
Yeah, it's for
It's
everybody.
for the boys. Yeah. So do not fret. So Dungeon Crawler Carl is a lit RPG book series written by a man named Matt Dittman, who has written other lit RPG books, but this is just the
Mm-hmm.
one that's really taken off. He started writing these books back in 2020, I believe, and
Mm-hmm.
self-published a
Yeah.
number of them and on Amazon, and did an Audible with Sound Booth Studios. Um, Now, the whole book series, was self-published. Not the whole thing. There's still books being published, but this whole book series was self-published on Amazon, and it took off. And
Right.
Random House, Ace Random House came a knock and was like, "Hey, we would like to buy the rights to Dungeon Crawler Carl." And he's like, "I'm doing fine." And then Ace Random House came back and said, "We really just, how about we distribute for you?" And he's like, "You know what? Sure. I mean, I keep the rights to my books. I keep the rights to my characters. Um, I can still self-publish the ebook and audiobook. But you guys are just gonna do like paper books, paperbacks and like hardcovers and all that."
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "Yes, please, just let us have the opportunity," which is not something that the publishing industry does for just
No doubt.
anything. Okay. There's a lot of really there's every once in a while you find an author, you find a phenomenon, in the book publishing industry that becomes so ingrained in popular culture that the person that created it can basically just name their price. And that seems to be the case with Matt Dinniman. Other
Mm-hmm.
people that you might have heard about this from are George R. R. Martin, the
Okay.
man that did Game of Thrones. You
Mm-hmm.
hear about these kind of deals with a certain purveyor of a boy wizard
Right.
making just the deal to end all deals. Now we're starting to get these deals where there are authors that are have published most of their books, and now they want to get these publishing deals, the publishers, so that they can distribute, and they're taking on books that have already self-published, which is something that you don't normally hear about, and now you're starting to hear about it. These people have gone out there, they've proven themselves, and now here they are. And now we're going to distribute all of these. Now, when Matt Dinniman took on this deal and they started publishing all of the Dungeon Crawler Crawl series, then somebody
Mm-hmm.
started doing a webtoon. The webtoon then in
Mm-hmm.
turn became this lovely book that we're going to talk about today.
Right.
Um, and it's also become a industry of merchandise, merchandising. They put the book's name on everything. Okay, so it's been a candy bar,
Right.
bookmarks,
Nice.
t-shirts,
Right.
stickers,
I'm still
and
mad
all
about my
kinds of other
T-shirt.
things on top of the books, right? So you may be asking yourself, bitches reading, what has drawn you bitches, meaning me and Sheena, to Dungeon Crawler Carl? Well, quite frankly, in the beginning, it was just because, well, I didn't want to be left out. I mean,
And
I mean,
usually
I
I'm the
don't know about
opposite.
you.
I'm okay with not being left out. I'm like I'm okay being left out. Like, and then my friend Kelly really loved him. She praised him. Then I saw that John uh, with friends was reading it. I was like, huh. And they're everywhere. Just like you said, they're everywhere now. And I was like, what the hell's the hype? And I had an
Right.
extra credit, and it just
Now
all from there.
you've been
I don't know.
listening to all the books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So which one are you on currently?
The seventh one.
Yep, me too. Yeah. No, wait.
Okay.
No, I'm on the sixth book. Excuse me. You know, because
The Bedlam Bride.
that first book was like two floors. I got lost for a second, but no, this is the one I'm on currently.
Oh yeah, I love that one. I think that's
Yeah.
my favorite one out of all of them.
Really? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so Dungeon Crawler Carl has become this juggernaut, and is got a direct to TV, a direct to streaming deal with Fuzzy Door,
Mm-hmm.
Seth MacFarlane's company. So we are not only going to have books, merchandise, webtoons, we are also going to have a TV show.
Great.
Yeah. So everything, the whole shish kabang, coming up for this. But what we're here to do today is we're going to talk about this right here.
Right.
What I love is it basically kind of just takes that first book and it
Mm-hmm.
kind of just it visualizes it. So,
Right.
like the first, I would say probably the first 13 chapters, I believe, and just kind of visualizes them. and gives us just kind of like, hey, this is what all this would look like.
Right. Some
Like
people
there's
were not very happy about this.
some
A
people
lot
were
of
not
people,
happy
like a
with
lot
this
of,
one.
yeah,
Why do you think
with
people
the,
weren't happy with it?
they said it was too anime-ish, that Carl doesn't look nothing like Carl and Donut looks nothing like Donut. And I think they didn't, if I read right, the person that was drawing this and creating this
Mm-hmm.
had to ask, was it okay to draw Donut like this color and
Mm-hmm.
everything, because it was too hard to like draw her as she is.
Yeah. So,
So they made
um,
her
yeah. So
a
so
lot more
Matt
simpler. But
Dinniman.
she's just as cute. Yeah.
So Matt Dinniman not only is a writer, he's also a musician and an artist. And one of the things I attended a virtual Q&A with him
Mhm.
a few weeks back, and uh, one of the things that he's mentioned before in this Q&A and
Mhm.
also in other ones is he before the pandemic he made a lot of his money doing art and pet portraits.
Okay.
So um, he got the idea for Donut from a he was doing pet portraits at a cat show,
Okay.
and there was a tortoiseshell Persian cat that was
Mhm.
sitting at the booth next to his, just giving him side eye the whole time. And so that's where he just remembered that, and that's where he got the idea for Donut. Now, one of the things he has mentioned about this book and other artists' representations of Donut is that um, when the person wanted to do Donut and make her not a tortoiseshell cat, he was completely fine with that. And the reason why he was completely fine with that is because he really didn't want to do that to another artist. Because to draw a cat and do the coloring on a tortoiseshell cat, and particularly the
Right.
way Donut's coloring is very
Mhm.
difficult. And it would be very
Right.
difficult to do it in this fashion repeatedly like this. So if you
Mhm.
imagine like the look of Donut being like tortoiseshell all over the place and having to get that colorization correct on every page.
Every fucking panel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
So it's just like if people are upset about it, it's because they don't understand, you know, that
Right.
concept that it would have to be recreated every panel that Donut is in. And those of you that know the story, Donut's in a lot of panels.
Right.
Donut's going to be in a lot of stuff for this entire story. And it was just not going to work. So, I mean, considering what they have to do, I think Donut looks absolutely adorable here. I
Yes,
think
she's very adorable.
I like the idea of it being kind of an anime style. I really do,
Mhm.
a manga style. I like that. Um, because it's a little bit different than the just trying to draw him straight. I mean, you have artists throughout the online community that are just trying to draw him, and they've done a great job. Um, but you know, Carl is uh, pretty much like this. He has short brown hair. He's
Mhm.
wearing the boxers. You know, he's a fit guy, and he that's a good representation with that style of what he looks like, I think.
They got his scowl down. Like he always looks like he's mad. I think they
Right.
did good with
Yeah.
that.
And
So
I actually kind of like the manga style here. What do you think?
yeah, I was happy with it. I mean, it was cool to see it, laid out and what they how they thought it was supposed to be, but and going back and kind of seeing through it. They also complained that it was had a bigger audience because they kind of not dumbed down, but like toned down the violence and like some of the other stuff that happens. So they're like, well, if you're going to do that, how the hell are you going to do the rest of the series? You know, because there are some crazy ass things that happen in here. But at the same time, I don't feel like it was. I mean,
I
there's
think one
plenty
of
of like,
our real our real tests just right away will be in the next volume.
right, right,
Because if you've read the first book, there's a moment where Carl and Donut are attempting to kill a boss.
right.
And basically what happens is they're just going to do the old open the door, throw a bomb in, and then close it and run away. That whole,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the kind of shit that you would see Wile E. Coyote do try to do to the Roadrunner. And
Mm-hmm.
so there's this moment where the I want to try and not, because I'm like constantly trying to convince people to read this book, so I'm trying not to
Right.
do too many spoilers when it comes to the novel. I was just in like a bookstore yesterday, like trying to convince people
Mm-hmm.
to read it. It was really weird. It's like I've become like a Jehovah's Witness for Dungeon Crawler Carl. Like, have you read the good book? Have you read the good word? Um, there's just this moment. It's very it is a litmus test
Okay.
for people that are reading something like this. If you get past this, it is you get more extreme events later,
Mm-hmm.
but there's just the I think you get where I'm coming from, right, Sheena? Where it's just like if you get
Right.
past that, you're the
If you
right
get
person for this kind of
exactly,
book.
because at first I remember when I finished book one, I was like, I don't know if this is for me.
Yeah,
And then I got to second, I was like, okay, I understand. Like I'm getting there. And then the more it went on, I was like, okay, because there was times that Carrie, I was like, I don't know, and you were
yeah,
like,
and
yeah,
you
and
were
I'm like,
talking
yeah,
to
I
me
don't
about
know,
some of them because it was
yeah,
just like there are moments where sometimes like something would happen and that kind of thing, but it was honestly there's some problems with terminology used in the books,
mm-hmm,
um, but I don't know. You've decided to keep going with them,
mm-hmm,
and you're
yeah,
ahead of me. I know that you primarily do the audiobooks, so I go and I switch
yeah.
back
The
and forth.
audiobooks are amazing.
Yeah, Jeff Hayes is
Jeff Hayes kills it.
yeah. Jeff Hayes makes it so much worth it, and it's so good. Um, Even if you're not normally an audiobook person,
The book,
totally check out Jeff Hayes's work. Um,
yeah,
but anyway, let's kind of get into this book, the what we've got here, because we've got about the first 13 chapters
mm-hmm,
basically, and it starts with Carl in his apartment with Donut, and he has just broken up with Donut's owner, Beatrice.
mm-hmm,
And he's smoking by the window, and Donut jumps out the window onto the tree.
right,
So he has to go and retrieve Donut, and Donut is in the tree, and Carl has to rush down. He puts on his jacket, he has his shirt on, and he has his boxers on, which are these little heart print boxers. I have on my little pin here.
mm-hmm,
And he's wearing Beatrice's Crocs that are too
right,
small for him. He gets outside, collects Donut from the tree, and all of a sudden, all of the man-made, all the man-made uh, um, uh, uh,
Structures.
structures on Earth all collapse. And even his neighbor's head rolls out in front of him. So aliens have attacked the planet, and now and they present Carl and all the other humans that are outside with the option to either stay there, stay outside, or go inside the
Fend
dungeon.
for yourself.
Well, Carl is
Or
standing
go inside the
there
dungeon.
in his underwear, and it's the middle of winter. So there you go. Carl ends up going into the dungeon with Donut.
Right. Right.
So when Carl goes into the, like, it really was like he had no choice. Like it was like freeze or go in the dungeon.
Right.
And it was not like he was going to leave the cat out there to freeze as well. So he brought Donut in with him. Now, Donut is technically his ex-girlfriend's cat. Now, at this point, they're just like, well, what the heck? Yeah, I mean, everyone probably died, right?
Right.
But like something like so many million crawlers ended up in the dungeon. And basically you find out that it's kind of like a, Amazing Race type of game show where there's challenges and you have to, and it's like a video game as well, but people all over the universe are going to be watching.
Yep.
That's basically the premise of Dungeon Crawler Carl. He's doing all this with a cat. That cat being Princess Donut. Best in show. Best in dungeon.
Right.
And one of the first few things that Donut does is she eats a legendary pet biscuit. So not only
All right.
is she a cat in the dungeon with Carl and Carl's with her, now all of a sudden, after she eats the pet biscuit, Princess Donut can talk. This is why
when she
Donut
talks, right,
is so important, because now she can talk and she becomes basically like a mage. And like if you are a D&D Dungeons and Dragons person, she basically becomes a magic user. She uses one of her first spells that she has right away, is called Magic Missile. Okay, now if you play D&D, which I do, you know basically what Magic Missile is. And Magic Missile is a force mage weapon, basically, that it shoots, and it's in D&D. If you aim at something, if you can see what you're shooting for, in D&D you can hit the target every time with Magic Missile. And Donut ends up being able to shoot it from her eyes. And one of the things she always wants, though, if you read the book series, she always wants Fireball, and I gotta hand it to her. I agree. Nothing is more handier than Fireball in a situation with a lot of goblins.
That part.
Nothing is handier than Fireball. And, it is an outdoor spell, but oh, what the hey. Sometimes you just throw it out there anyway. So, Sheena, have you ever played D&D?
No.
Any interest at all?
Yeah, but I don't think I'd be good at it because I know you have to like come up with your own characters and be creative. I'm not like that. So, my son used to play D&D after school. He used to be in a club.
Ooh.
And he went to D&D, and he would tell me about it, and I loved hearing about it. And I know that one point in time, Keisha and Bree from Pink Riot was talking about getting together and starting like a black girl D&D run,
yeah.
But
Yeah.
that never came to fruition. And then I know that Caroline had invited me to play, so they were in the middle of a campaign, and she was
Yeah.
like, "When we start the next one, I definitely want you to come." But
Ooh.
I don't know, I just haven't.
So
No,
one, get me an invite to Caroline's. Um,
she'll love it. She'll love it.
um,
Both of y'all together, oh my god.
I bet she plays some fighters. I bet she plays a knife wielding, like maybe,
Probably.
you know what? She probably is a rogue, which are basically like
She
the
reminds me of
sneaky.
she reminds me of Ellie in here. No, I'm just joking.
Oh my god. No, oh my god. She would totally be like an Ellie character. Yes. Yes. She like if she sees this, she's gonna be like, wait, no, what?
Right?
So yeah, I need an invite. I need an invite. Caroline,
I don't.
hi. I've been playing
Yeah.
D&D since probably about 2014. Um I like to play paladins and magic
Okay.
users, specifically sorcerers. Um, I really love dragons, and I love throwing fireballs. So, if you need somebody that's going to throw a fireball, even in a small room, I'm your gal.
Your girl.
No,
That's
so like, no, because we have like a bunch of people in the community, like in the comic community online that
Yeah.
we talk to that play D&D and they play D&D regularly.
Right.
And the thing is if you're worried about, creating a character, and all that, sometimes you can just get people to do it for you. And then you play the character.
Yeah. I'm good
So,
with that.
so what you're saying is your son may have dice that can be used.
Oh yeah, I bought him all. Yeah, he's got all that stuff.
Okay. We're gonna get you playing yet. Don't worry.
I'm dead.
Mm-hmm. What? Okay, so all right. Based on what you've heard from your son, what do you think you would want to be?
I don't know. When I'm reading these books, I like helping people, just generally. Not like the public, but like I feel like I'm more helpful in that way. Like trying to help, trying to like mother people, and so I would
Okay.
probably want to be like a healer or something like that of
There
that
you
line.
go. Everybody, she wants to be a healer. Call Sheena. She'll be your healer. No, so like that's one of the big
Like,
jokes. Is,
and
like
let's be honest,
nobody.
my ass wouldn't have made it one fucking level through this. I'm telling you. When I
Oh
was reading
no,
this, I was like, yeah, I'd
my
have been dead.
right away. The goblins. I'm like, I'm done. When those
Tap
goblins show
out.
up, and like right away, I'm done. I'm done. Just
Right.
bye. I'm out. But the whole like oh my god, I love that moment. I love that moment in the beginning where it's basically it's a visual of Donut just kind of sneaking into the to the tutorial room.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I'm just gonna go in this little crack because I'm a cat.
Right. Right.
And leaving Carl out there to deal with them. And I just that's if you are a cat owner, that is just that's a cat. That's a cat for you. Cats will just, like, I don't think I want to deal with this. I'm gonna go into this room here. I'm gonna sneak on.
Right.
I'm just gonna sneak on through there. But so like we have basically in the beginning of this book we have, Carl and Donut after she has the pet biscuit, kind of just Carl's just kind of getting to know the dungeon and getting to know what's going on with the bathrooms and kind of getting
He's
to
so upset
know,
about those bathrooms.
yeah, like the bathroom kind of, constantly trying to find the bathrooms and then just realizing they're all the same bathroom.
Yeah. But it was a lot deeper than that too. You know, like as he's walking through and trying to figure all this shit out, like he's like so mad that like they destroyed his world, but at the same time they have like mundane shit like a bathroom in the
Yeah.
middle of a fucking in the middle of a dungeon. And he
Right.
was just like
And then
it
they
just
have
like
just shit
things like that. Yeah.
like a fucking Arby's in the middle of everything.
Mhm.
Like like a McDonald's. Like Donut thinks the McDonald's playroom is a cat tree.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the biggest cat tree I've ever seen. And she just zooms off to go play with it. And it's
Yep.
just the interesting, you know, getting to be in the mind of a cat openly.
Mhm.
And just thinking, yeah, you know what? My cat would probably look at that and be like, that's the biggest cat tree I've ever seen.
Right.
And then just be like, I have to go play with it. And there's this just innocence um, about Princess Donut.
Right. Now even though she can talk after she ate the biscuit, you know, and she has that intelligence, she could talk, she could have a full blown conversation and shit. Like you said, there's still that innocence. There's still that she's a cat, you know, like things like that still make her smile and everything. And now he's even shifted to where he, of course, he cared about Donut, but now it's on like a whole nother level. Now that
Mm-hmm.
she's become an actual player and is able to talk like that, that opened up a whole nother like flood of fucking responsibilities and like the way he thinks about her now, not just as a pet or his ex-girlfriend's pet. Now he's like she's like his real companion, not, you know, so in this
One
whole craziness. So
one of my favorite moments in this was the visualization of that moment where she's saying that she saw that he was thinking about stealing her,
oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
how she was, you know, like, it wouldn't have worked, they would have found you and they would have gotten me back. And he's just like, yeah, I know, but he was still trying to do it anyways because he wanted to keep her. And that was like one of the things like about the first book that just like grabbed me was that he was just like,
Mm-hmm.
this was he had no intentions of becoming a cat parent or anything like that, and then he meets Beatrice, and then he meets Donut, and
Yeah.
now all of a sudden he's a cat guy.
The crazy cat lady.
And he didn't see it coming, but he is now. And
Right.
one of the things that I that's one of the things that I loved about it. Um,
What did you think about seeing Mordecai in on paper?
I like that they went ahead. I like the colorization that they used for Mordecai. Um, Even though like he is described in the book in the rat form as something like darker, like a darker
Okay.
color.
Mhm.
Um, they they don't come out and say it. They Matt Denman and um, alludes to it that Mordecai in this form like basically looks like Splinter.
Right.
I like that they went ahead and they went with the lighter color to just contrast the darkness of the dungeon, of the room, and it allowed for like moments like this with the shading and everything like that on his face.
Mhm. Right.
Yeah, and
And then we got to see a couple of other characters, right? Oh, the little guy that works in the little gnome that works
yes,
in the safe room.
the Bobkey.
Yeah. Oh, he's so sweet.
Doesn't just he kind of I had them described in the book, right? And
Mm-hmm.
everything, and it's just like I didn't think that. Doesn't it look kind of like a cross between like a dwarf and like a gnome?
Mm-hmm.
Like
I like how
you're
he can
like if
barely
you
see over the counter. So cute.
yeah, like if you've ever seen like Lord of the Rings, like the Baki in this first safe area,
Mm-hmm.
kind of looks like a cross between like one of those garden gnomes and Gimli from Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that was really cute. And
Right.
Donut just getting excited about new achievements.
So cute. So cute. Like, and
It's
she seems like she's taken, like she's just the transition to everything. She's taken well to it, and she's just like a lot more open to things. And Carl's like, no, he's fighting it every single moment in this volume, and having to come to realization that a lot of things have changed in a lot of ways on him to keep them alive and everything. And Donna's like, yeah, like let's fucking do this.
there's a little
But there
good
is a
there's the guy there.
right. I love the chapters, like the way that they look, and I love it when they open up the loot boxes, like the
Yeah,
visuals for the loot boxes opening and everything.
and how the food is really good and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then they watch the yes we're introduced to um, the dungeon world, the dungeon crawler show, and the kill
What's her name?
Cascadia.
Cascadia. I think that's her name.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they look like fish people, so and they run the
Yes.
crawl, she hosts the crawl and everything like that. Like she said, it's like a televised thing, and people, you got to be exciting when you kill, and you got to be this, and like to entertain us and shit. And Carl's like, man, fuck y'all. And but at the same time, Donut's telling him like, look, if we're gonna do this and we're gonna survive, we got to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, and I'm just your girl. I'm that bitch, okay? I could do this. So, and I
Yes.
need you to get
She's
on
like,
board.
this is this is like my whole life. It's
Yeah.
performing for
Yeah.
people. And she's like, I perform for people and I look good doing it and I win prizes. So this is how we're going to survive is if we make people want to watch us. She catches on really quickly because she's very observant and she's seeing this is her entire life. And
Mhm.
that's what's really cool about it is because of that. Like she knows how to kind of manipulate everything
Mhm.
in a way so that Carl still gets to be Carl, Donut still gets to be Donut,
Mhm.
but she's helping forge everything and present everything in a way so that just the very act of how she acts in relation to Carl is the thing that people watching latch onto,
Mhm.
and it's kind of this whole odd couple thing,
Mhm.
which is definitely a trope of something like that. It's a
That
you have
part.
an odd couple. You have this guy that's a Coast Guard vet running around with his ex girlfriend's cat, a
Right.
prize show cat, and the prize show cat does certain things, and he yells, "God damn it, Donut!" and then everybody cheers, and she
His cat.
recognizes the formula right away and
Right.
goes with it,
Love it.
and it works eventually. Um, but we come into a situation where you have the boss battle with the Hoarder.
Yes. So you get to see the first boss battle and the real like magnitude of it all, like the realness of it, because they basically take a human or something else, a real life fucking being, and do atrocious things to them to make them
They
be able to be like the final boss type shit.
well,
And
yeah,
they give them like a background story. Yeah.
they assess these absolutely horrendous stereotypes,
Mhm.
and that's the point. Like the people that are placing these stereotypes on these characters, they are not likable people. They are not good guys.
Right.
They're the bad guys in this
Yeah.
entire
Right.
situation.
Right.
And they start kind of, I mean, Carl kind of catches on pretty quickly that he thinks that they are definitely somebody that used to be on Earth.
Right.
And he says Borant did this to her. Maybe to everyone who was inside during the collapse. They want us to suffer. They want to break us.
Right.
And so they do that. They get the neighborhood map. They get new achievements. And they find Mordecai again to ask him questions, and um, they find out all kinds of stuff. This is when you start kind of seeing that Mordecai has a little bit of a problem here, um, because
And Mordecai is a former crawler. He's been, the guide for a very long time. You can see that he's going through his own shit, and he just doesn't he doesn't believe, like, he's not putting a lot of effort into Donna and Carl, even though they're kind of doing things that kind of sparking his interest and shit like that. But he's trying not to really get attached and involved with these two. But like you said, he's
mm-hmm.
dealing with his own shit on top of it. So
And like if you were to read the book series, they dive way more into that, and even in the beginning of the book that I'm reading right now, you get a like major flashback involving Mordecai,
right.
and it explains a lot about the character, but you see that he is definitely dealing with stuff from when he was a
In this one
crawler.
though too, do you think that they did a pretty good job at like getting the basis of this book? I mean, of the books.
I think one of
Like
the
if you
things
only read
that
this,
hmm?
if you only read this, if you only picked up the graphic novels, do you think? I know you're not getting the whole picture like you are in the bigger books, but in a whole, it's a solid read, and I feel like you're getting that's
I
kind of
think
like the
that
same story out of it.
I think to be completely real with you, um, I probably because of my history involving playing D&D, and
Mhm.
because of I'm a cat person. Um, like seriously, if you want me to buy something, put a cat on the cover and say it's a main character. Like for real. Like I like I've dove into this series. I've done all those things. There was another book series written by a man named Jason Pargin, and it's known by fans, basically called the Zoe Ash books.
Okay.
Um, and Zoe Ash is the female main character, and
Okay.
her cat cannot talk like Donut. The cat's just a regular cat, okay? But there's a cat on the cover of the first book, and the cat's name is Stench Machine.
What is it? Stench machine?
Stench Machine.
Okay.
That's the cat's
Nothing
name.
surprises me anymore.
And so Zoe Ash is the main character, and she has a cat, and there's a cat on the cover of the first book. and it's called. I definitely recommend it. It's called Futuristic Violence in Fancy Suits.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, she has a cat, and like main character cat involved. That's
Mm-hmm.
all right. Yes. Um, or the or the main character is a cat person. Like,
Take all my
you
money,
got
right?
me.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in. All
I'm
right,
good.
and it's gotten me in trouble sometimes because sometimes people do that,
Like you buy
and
$10 candy bars, right? With
I end up with candy bars. Yes. Okay, first off, this company right here, this candy bar.
mm-hmm.
First of all, it's really cute art. You can see. All right.
Yes.
And the artist does not shy away from the fact that Donut is a tortie.
Nice.
It is also a women-owned company out of Seattle.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, yeah, you put a cat on something, I'm pretty much in. And sometimes it gets me in trouble. Sometimes I end up reading a comic, and the like first issue is like
Mm-hmm.
freaking stupendous. It's like freaking awesome. And I'm like, yes. And then I get the second issue, and basically it is, there's a moment, like a good portion of it, where somebody is trying to kill that cat and like drown it, strangle it,
Oh my
all
lord.
these things. And I'm like, absolutely not. And it did not help things. This is a comic called Hairball.
Okay.
Okay, and it did not help things that the cat was a tiny black cat.
Mm.
Which, if you know anything about me on social media, I have two cats. One is a big gray guy, and the other one is a little black girl. Little black kitten. She's not a kitten, but she's like a small cat. She's like one of those forever a babies.
Right.
And I'm sitting there, I'm reading this, and I'm in a totally different room, and I just put it down. I start sobbing, and I run to my like the room where she is, and I'm like, I have to see her right now.
Oh.
And so yeah, it gets me in trouble sometimes, but sometimes like this, it works out for me. And I think based on what I know about the author, I don't think Donut. I think one of the few characters that is going to make it out of the dungeon is Donut. I think Donut will be making it out of the dungeon.
I don't think he wants us coming for him. Like
Especially, have you seen? I think you have seen how somehow Kismet has worked for him, and he now has a tortie Persian.
Oh yes.
Princess Svetlana,
right?
Is like a little donut.
Oh,
and
I love that.
It's so cute. It's so cute.
I love
and it's basically, there's another online cat, Amber the Irish Persian.
Okay.
That he has said that when people have asked what in the past what Donut looks like what's a representation of Donut, and he's like, that cat is it.
I love that.
And somebody told the owner, and the owner has read all the books now.
Okay.
And totally leans into it.
Love it. Love it.
So, if I was not into the books and not into D&D, and I never read a lit RPG book at all,
Okay.
I think maybe this would have been kind of a rough one to read.
Okay.
So, because there's that element there that if you haven't read lit RPG before, it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's like the story within the game. Like you are getting
Right.
like a new achievement, and this is what you're getting, and this is +5 to strength, and all these things, right?
Right.
So if you're not familiar with gaming at all, and you go into this, and this is one of the things the things that people have said, that they're like, the first book in the beginning, like, it was just not grabbing them, and then by the end, it was really just a good thing on his part, that he introduced a certain character by the end of that first book,
Okay.
that people were like, oh well, we have to stick around, and that's probably what got people to keep going. I think that if this was just standalone, I might have to say to everyone, like, if you read it and it just kind of, drags for you, stick with it, because it's going to get a lot crazier.
Right.
In
Right.
particular, involving
Was this your
a.
first lit RPG book before, or even?
This is my first series like that.
Okay.
But
Surprisingly,
because
it's my
of,
second.
yeah, because of the fact that I think, because I'm a D&Der,
Mm-hmm.
and I've done that. I've played D&D, I've played Starfinder, I've played Pathfinder, I've played other games like it. Um, I think that because I had that basis, like, it didn't phase me that much.
Okay.
It wasn't difficult for me to latch onto it.
Okay.
But I could definitely understand where somebody is reading something like that first time, or never played a game like that at all.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a little bit like, well, what's the deal here? And I think that a lot of times people will get through the book and then just be like, okay, well, I kind of like this by the end, but in the beginning, it drug for me.
Right, because there's so much, it's got to explain and everything. And I think too, if you feel that type of way, then you should definitely switch over to the audiobook. Because
Yes.
I'm gonna let you know right now, if I had to like eyeball this, I would have been so fucking bored.
Mhm.
So I'd have been definitely turned off from the first book. But the audiobook is what keeps it really interesting to me, at least. So I feel like if you're into audiobooks, if you want to get into this, that is definitely the way to go. So,
Yeah.
and you've done both, right, Carrie? Like,
I've
and then
done
this too. Like, this is
okay,
a
so the
fun.
first.
We keep talking about the books, but like this graphic novel is a fun time. Like, I guess
It is.
like if you read the regular books
It's
and you
basically
pick this up,
it's basically going to be one of those things where it is just a different way to consume the story.
right,
It's
right,
That's
and
really
it's
what
just
it
fun to see
is.
them, right,
And it just, it's one of those things where, like, yeah, I mean, I know we're sitting here saying we just wanted to read something fun and talk to you about it, but this story isn't just somebody sitting there, let me, just do this. Matt Dinneman has said, it's kind of strange that I can do this with this kind of book, but Matt Dinneman has said that he doesn't talk about his politics openly, and he doesn't answer questions about his politics, because he feels like his writing should
tells,
help.
yeah. And that's the whole thing too. Like in these books, it's like it's a lot more than, oh, they're on a fucking game show. Like no, there's a lot of like the same thing. The fucking rich people that have power, they have control, you know, and it all trickles down, and it affects everybody down to the poorest person, to the person that has money,
Yeah.
and how people like they don't look at regular people or regular beings as
It's
something,
like
just
basically,
something of entertainment. Yeah, and
You have
something
fish
disposable and
Nazis.
stuff.
Like, they're
Yeah,
basically fish
exactly.
Nazis. Okay?
Exactly. So it's a
And
lot
you
deeper
have,
than just the crawl and the, all the goofy characters and shit like that. Like there's a lot of underlying meaning and stuff like that. The
late stage
so
capitalism.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, like, you, if you were to read Dungeon Crawler Carl, either the graphic novel or the book series, like, it is, and then just, because it's one of those things where, like, I started reading the books at the beginning of the year.
Same.
And it's not only, what it says on the, on the wrapper, it's a book about so many other things that it's about, history and how it happens on a circle, and if you don't learn from history, history will repeat itself, and this is just another group coming in, taking over something, and then
Right.
making money off of it.
Right. Right.
And it's just, yeah, you can sit there and you can be like, you can cheer on Carl, you can cheer on Donut, but what it really is it's like these big things, right? And it's also something small like found family. You know,
Right.
Carl doesn't have a good relationship with his family, but he has Donut,
But he has to go in.
and that's what he needs. That's all
That's
he
worth fight.
needs.
Yeah, that's all he needs. That's worth
Yeah.
fighting for, and that's worth saving. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot more than that. And then they even the book talk girlies and the romantasy girlies are
Yes.
feeling this, and there's nothing like that. There's nothing. What is it about this fucking story
You
that
know what it is?
it is getting all of us fucking romantasy readers?
You know what it
Like
is?
Carl's not like
It
I don't know.
is
It is
one of
crazy.
one of the things I always used to say in my comic book content when I used to do it, was that to not be afraid of tropes, because tropes are tropes for a reason. It's because they work.
Right.
Okay. So there are different tropes involving different genres, and one of the major tropes in the romantasy genre is the idea of an obstinate man that can't be told anything, and he's fighting for a cause, but he also can't be told anything, and he's first person to say fuck you, and but there's something about that, right? And then you have this trope, right? So first you have this shadow daddy thing, right? He's gonna go blow stuff up, tell everyone to fuck
Right.
off, and he's completely obstinate, and I love it. I love it so much. Ugh. Okay. And then you have this trope in romantasy, the touch her and die
Yeah.
trope. And one
Right.
of the things that I used to say is tropes are tropes for a reason because they work. What happens
Right.
and what the judge, what you are judged on, is what you do with the trope. And this trope of touch her and die usually relates to a romantic relationship.
Right.
But here, touch her and die is this little cat.
Right.
If somebody
That
were
part.
to mess with Donut,
Right.
Donut has the full protection, and it's just it's a variation on the trope of touch her and die, and people see this, and they're like, wait, okay, so I don't have to be, looking at Carl like, Carl is a snack. Carl's a good looking guy the way he's described,
Right.
you know,
Right.
and I don't have to be looking at Carl to go, have a ton of sex, but he's still hot.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you don't have to. Hold on, let me get my. I'm listening to it.
Yeah. So he doesn't have to be you know, like doing, whatever, I mean, let's be real. The man is running around without shoes. Yeah. Without shoes in his boxers. Okay? And at a certain point his leather jacket, he's like sleeveless leather vest at a certain point. And he's just, he's running around in his underwear. Okay? Like, come
Right,
on.
but it's not.
It's not, but it's not weird. Like,
It's not
I
weird.
realized the other day, like near the beginning of book 6, right? So I realized the other day, I'm like, what, this man is still in his underwear.
Right, because you kind of forget it until somebody brings it up, and you forget
Yeah.
that he's walking around with no shoes on. Oh no, the AI does not let us forget that. Never
The
mind.
AI does
But
not let us
sometimes,
forget.
like,
The AI is another character, entirely. So, but the thing is I think that the graphic novel, and will continue to be the next volume, I believe, comes out in October.
okay.
I think
Gee, no, come on.
is just one of those things where it's like we are getting this, different versions of to ingest a story,
Right,
and it's like here's the story, here's the thing that we want you to look at. Now just pick how
right,
you want to ingest it, because
right.
we not only have books, we have audiobooks, we have graphic
Yeah,
novels now,
right.
and we're going to have a TV show.
That part. And that segue, I'm just gonna say this. On New Comic Book Day, this was like one of the big. So they released the first like little issue of
Free
Hundred
comic book
Color
day,
Carol.
yes.
Everybody went for that.
Yes.
That flocked people to the comic book shops, and if that's the
Mm-hmm.
way that you want it, that's more people going into the shops and buying it and reading comics. Okay, I love it for that fucking reason
Mm-hmm.
alone. Even if you don't absorb it that way, that's just another outlet for people to be able to enjoy it. If they can't afford an Audible fucking subscription, if they can't always afford like these big books, I know that the paperbacks are starting to drop. I know the first one is out, but the second one doesn't come out until like next month or something like that. But this is not another
Here.
way to kind of enjoy it. So
And
I'm
look
for
at
it.
this. This is, at one time you're paying what is it, like $20 for
Isn't it
this.
on Webtoons too?
It is Webtoon
Yeah.
free.
So free,
Like,
free, free.
don't be a sucker like us. Don't
Right.
be a
So,
sucker
but
like
that's what I'm
me
just saying. I'm
and
glad that
buy a
everybody can
$10
experience
candy
this on
bar.
some type of level. Yeah. No, you do what you
Um,
want.
and
You know.
don't be a sucker. Just go to Webtoon and start from the beginning. There you go.
There you go.
But if
But
you
no, that
are,
segues into the TV show you're talking about, and that's all
yes,
these girlies are talking about. All the fucking romantic
everybody
girlies
is
are talking about who is going to
everybody
play Carl.
who is going to play Carl. And one of the things that we talked about before doing this was I was like, we should totally, kind of end the show by talking about who we see in 3 characters.
Right.
Who we see for Carl, who we see for Mordecai, and who we see for the voice of Donut.
Yep.
Granted, granted, everybody mostly just wants Jeff Hayes, the audiobook narrator, to be the voice of
Yes.
Donut.
Yes, and
Um,
I agree. That was one of my. That's what I said. I'm like, why don't he just be Donut?
yeah. But one of the things that the way he voices Donut is he makes Donut sound kind of like British and pompish,
Mm-hmm.
pompous, you know.
Right.
So I've seen like a few different ones, but my choice for
Okay.
Donut, we can start there, is Hannah Waddingham,
Okay.
the voice of Donut. Now Hannah Waddingham is most famous right now for being Rebecca on Ted Lasso.
Okay.
Um, fantasy fans might know her by her one small role in Game of Thrones, where basically she's following Cersei saying, "Shame, shame." That's her as well.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And I love the, she has such this proper British voice that I
Okay.
think that she would be lovely as the voice of Donut. What do you think?
That's cool. That's cool. I looked her up. I was like, oh, I could kind of see it. I could kind of see it. My best friend said the one of the wizards from Harry Potter. What is her name? Amelia Stafford or Stanton or something like that. I'm sorry, best friend, but she said that she would love to see her play her. And we were looking. I've never watched Harry Potter, never entertained the shit. But she showed me a clip of the girl talking, and I was like, oh, I could totally fucking see that.
Emma Watson also is another one I've seen
Okay.
people talk about. Um, Hermione in in Harry Potter, but yeah,
Amelia
Hannah.
Stanton.
It,
Yeah.
most people just really want Jeff Hayes to get that role, and I have
I
to say
agree.
that I'd be fine with that.
Right.
Because when I read Donut, and when I'm reading it, I hear Jeff Hayes.
Mhm.
It's
Right.
like for people of our
And that would be cool if
generation.
he was part of the project in some way. Like.
Yeah, it's kind of like people. It's kind of like one of those situations where, it's like for people of our generation when we like some of us when we read Batman, we hear Kevin Conroy,
Right. Right.
and so yeah, when I read Donut talking, I hear Jeff Hayes,
Right.
and so like it would be kind of weird, to see
Mhm.
anyone other than Jeff Hayes do it, but if it had to be someone, I definitely want someone that is a native British voice. Definitely.
Okay. So what about who should we do next? Mordecai.
Yeah, let's do Mordecai.
So how would they even do Mordecai? Would he be a because half the time, so he would just be CGI, just like Donut is all the time.
I think, yeah, he would probably either be CGI or, like, yeah, probably. Probably mostly CGI. Unless, well, there's one version of Mordecai that
He's actually a.
he's actually kind of looks like, human. So you
Mhm.
wouldn't have to do that for that part, but
So
um,
when he is a human, who would you like to see in that space?
well, as a just overall, I think the voice
Mhm.
and the person playing him, um, one you could go for who I'd like to see,
Okay. Who?
and versus who I imagine will end up playing the role. Who I'd like to see is Seth Green.
Okay.
Seth Green is known as being Doctor Evil's son in the Austin Powers movies.
He's done a lot of Robot Chicken. That's what
Yes,
I
I was
remember him
going to
from.
mention that Robot Chicken. Um, and the person, he actually wants the role. He's a huge fan of Mordecai.
Okay.
He's like, I want to play Mordecai. Um, Now, a lot of times Seth MacFarlane will put himself in
Mhm.
his own stuff.
Right.
Um, and Seth MacFarlane actually would probably be a wonderful choice for Mordecai if he was
Okay.
going to be in the show at all.
That's solid.
Yeah. I also really liked, like, every once in a while, like, I get it in my head that I think Peter Capaldi should be Mordecai.
Okay.
Those of you that know Doctor Who know Peter Capaldi.
Mm.
So
Okay.
Peter Capaldi was one of the doctors. and he is kind of an older gentleman, but like um, if you want to see kind of like the best like idea and representation of why I feel like he would be great to play Mordecai, what you should do is go to YouTube and look up Doctor Who Peter Capaldi "Don't Go to War" speech, and that would be like that's like the perfect representation of why I think Peter Capaldi would be an excellent Mordecai.
Okay. Okay.
So who would you want to be Mordecai?
Oh, dude, I just did yours, but I like your ideas. You know, like I said, I was like, Carrie, I'm not this real. Look, I didn't go that fucking deep. Carl, I had a few choices, and then like I was just like Jeff Hayes. That's all I could fucking hear.
That's cool.
But if it was a person, because like Mordecai has like this. I have like a soft spot for him. Do you understand? Like,
Yes.
and I try to think of an actor that I have like this really soft spot when they're playing and when they're on, and that's Jeff Bridges. I don't know what it is about that man that makes me cry, and I think it's because my uncle like loved him. So when I think about him, like,
Mm-hmm.
but just like I don't know. So I could see him
Kind of along the same
kind
lines.
of
Like, could you see Kurt Russell doing something like Mordecai?
right, right, something
Yeah.
like that, like where he has like this he's like rough around the edges, but you know he's like a good person, and like you know
Yeah.
you can't help but to like want to like just hug him, you know, like, and
Yeah. And that's
but
kind of
I don't like
like where I come from with like I know that you don't know a lot about Doctor Who. And
yeah,
that's kind of where I come from with the whole Peter Capaldi thing. It's like this whole like sourpuss kind of like
yes.
yeah, and that's kind of where I come from with that one. But yeah, I could totally see like something like that, like Jeff Bridges. Yeah, I didn't even
Yeah,
think of Jeff Bridges.
so
I didn't even think
I
of
don't know.
that. That's kind of cool. That's kind of a good idea.
Now let's get into our boy, okay, because I saw yours and I was like, oh.
Okay, so let me present the one I gave you two names. Let me present the first one that
Okay,
I don't think it will be him at all.
okay,
But I feel like he has the look.
okay,
And that gentleman is Jackson White. Uh, Jackson White was in a show that if you have Hulu, you can see a show called Tell Me Lies.
okay,
And he plays an absolutely horrible man on that show.
okay, okay,
Absolutely horrible. Horrible man on that show. But
okay,
he has this look and just this demeanor that I feel like, yeah, he could be Carl in one way. Now,
okay,
the one that I hope it is,
okay,
and the one that is actually kind of campaigning to become Carl,
okay.
is a man by the name of Talon Warburton.
Yeah, I've seen that name a lot.
Yep.
Okay.
And he has the backing of the fans, a lot of fans. One of the reasons why I feel like that name started getting brought up is because Jeff Hayes.
Okay.
Jeff Hayes
Okay.
doesn't just sit there and, when he does the audiobooks, he doesn't just sit there and use some variation of his voice to do the audiobooks. He does different voices.
That part.
And his voice, because Carl is the narrator, all right,
Mhm.
is mostly always in Carl's voice.
Mhm.
And Carl's voice, when you first hear him, he sounds an awful lot like one man. And that man is Patrick Warburton.
Okay.
Now, Patrick Warburton, um, he was in Emperor's New Groove. He was a voice in Emperor's New Groove. He is an
Okay.
actor.
Okay.
He
Right. Right.
was in, he's basically, he was the live action, The Tick.
He
Yeah,
was in.
yeah,
Wasn't he in
okay.
Ted too?
Uh-huh.
Was he in Ted
Um,
too?
what?
I'm so stupid. I remember the most stupidest movies. Ted.
Yes. So,
He was a gay homeboy, right? He was their
I
homeboy
believe
that.
so. So he's a regular actor, but he's also a voice actor, and he has done a lot of Seth MacFarlane work. Patrick
Yes.
Warburton.
He was Joe, right?
Yeah. So he was an American Dad.
Yeah.
He was in Family Guy. He was one of Peter Griffin's friends.
Joe. Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Um,
cop. Yeah.
so Patrick Warburton is kind of the voice, like it's what Carl's voice sounds like.
Okay.
Now, Patrick Warburton is an older dude. Okay, he's not a young chicken anymore, um, and but he has sons. One of them being Talon Warburton, who is a
Got
voice
it.
actor as well,
Got it. Okay.
and he sounds like his dad, and has is actually a huge fan of the book series, and is actually wanting to do the show. I think he wants to be
Okay.
Carl. And they
Okay.
are really kind of milking that a little bit, because the one of the more recent videos on his Instagram is a video he does with Jeff Hayes, where they're doing like a little skit, and he's like trying to coach Jeff Hayes on how Carl should talk. So I think that Talon Warburton um, will end up being our everyman, our Carl.
Okay.
So I think we're going to find out about this pretty soon. I think that they they already know who Carl is,
Okay.
and I think that this whole thing is going to basically just there's going to be um, a big like thing at San Diego Comic Con.
Okay.
And I think one of the surprises they're going to have is they're going to
It's
announce who Carl is.
nice. I can see
I'm
that.
predicting that now. Now, this is a time capsule. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Oh well, we don't lose anything
Mhm.
from that, right?
Right. It's fun.
But yeah, I think they're going to announce Carl.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We'll be here to see it. Okay. We definitely want to hear your guys's takes. If you guys watched it this far, we love you. We appreciate you. And
Yeah.
we definitely want to know who your dream cast would be. And it could be anybody. I don't care. Because like just like the girls that are
Just as
my
long.
age, we're like, look, Carl is a lot older in our heads, okay? So of course we have our dream boys that we would love to see running around in his fucking harp shaped boxers. So I know that like when I think of
Please,
Carl, I think of
please, just don't tell us you want Marky Mark to
Ew.
be Carl. That might get you ostracized.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me. I was like, what the fuck? No, yeah.
No, I'm
Please don't
talking
say
about our
that stupid
public.
shit. Yeah, please
Please,
don't say that
please don't
stupid
tell
shit.
us Mark Wahlberg.
Yes,
We will, we will not take you seriously after that.
that part. Yeah.
I mean, do
Yeah.
you have any picks for Carl though?
Yes, I have a couple. So
Okay, play
Dean
'em on
from
me.
Off Campus.
Which one?
Dean from Off Campus. I think he played
You
it Off
know,
Campus.
yeah, Physically, yes.
Yes, he
Yes.
looks like Carl.
Physically. The only thing that the only holdup I have about him
Uh huh.
is we already know that off campus season 2 is coming.
Right. When you said, I was like, and then I was talking to Kelly about it. She's like, I was like, dude, that looks like him. But you're saying that the schedule between both of them wouldn't
Yeah,
work out, right?
the schedule is like a little off there, maybe.
Okay. Another one I had, it was Mitchell Stagger.
Where would I know him from?
I have no idea. I just saw a picture of him. I was like, ooh. And then what's his name?
Mitchell
Alan Richardson. What's his last name? Richardson.
Richson. He ends
Richardson.
up being a little old.
I know, but in my head, that's how old Carl is.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah,
Okay.
those are my picks.
Okay. All right. Well, here's the thing for Alan Rich. I don't really know the other guy, but Alan Richson. Um, I see him as the DCU Batman.
Oh my god, because he has that broody attitude. Do you understand? Like the way his face is and the way his just the way
Mm-hmm.
he carries himself. That's how I feel like Carl's always like so broody, but he has like a good heart, and he's like, you see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like it's hard not to
It's hard
like
not to.
look away from him. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he
It's hard.
has that going on. Oh, if
Yeah.
he played Batman, Jesus, girl.
Well, he's one of the people that everyone keeps on bringing up. And if I can't
Yeah.
have my R-Pats be Batman than DCU, then
Mhm.
yes, Alan Richson is the man I pick
Yeah.
for Batman.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
um, but yeah, I see something like a physicality that he's either going to be like this big bulky guy, like Alan
Mhm.
Richson,
Mhm.
or he's going to be like an everyman, like
Yes.
Talon Warburton. Is by no means a shrinking
I'm coming,
violet.
baby.
He's a good looking dude, right?
Right. Right.
Um,
But
but
he's not
he looks
overly like he doesn't seem untouchable either. Carl doesn't seem
yes,
like some of these book boyfriends that we have, like they're just fucking over the top. You see what I'm saying?
right,
Like they're gorgeous. Not saying Carl isn't great in his own way, but he seems more tangible, like more
yeah.
average guy. So yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of our casting. Let's see if we'll have to wait and see if we're right. And this is our
Right.
time capsule, and we'll see if next month one of us is taking a victory lap.
Probably not me,
And
but I'm gonna be happy for my girl. Okay, and
but you know
I'm
what
optimistic. I'm open to things. So it is what it is. I hope this just doesn't crash and burn. But in the meantime, enjoy the comics, enjoy the you know the audios and the physicals and all that in between. So
but you
we'll
know
see.
what you should do after watching this video is you should go to the CBCAwards.com
Oh,
and nominate Bitches Reading.
we appreciate that. Right. So we'll
Because
leave the link in the description and everything. So yeah, you can look
because this
into
year,
it.
why not?
Fuck it,
Why
why
not?
not?
Give it to some bitches
Yeah.
reading.
But yeah, I think that's it. Like overall, I had a fun time reading this. Did you, Carrie?
Hmm.
Yeah, it was just cool to see the visuals and see how they did it, and I was okay with it. So will I be collecting the rest of them? I don't know, but I mean to have this first volume, or even to see it online is cool.
I'm a woman obsessed.
That's good. Look, I ain't got
Um,
no fucking room to talk. Have you seen my room? Okay, like
you know what
so.
hasn't happened
I
yet
love that
that
for you.
needs to happen with Dungeon Crawler Carl? Funko Pops.
Dude, I'm gonna lose my mind. Thank you for bringing that back up. Funko, I know you're watching. You motherfuckers. I even put it under their main page. Where are Dungeon Crawler Carl Funkos. Do you understand? I keep telling them, you need to start getting with these book talk girls. That's what's going to save your guys' company. You can
Oh
imagine
gosh,
all the
yeah.
ones for Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Yeah, and like all the series, like where's I
You'll
didn't
have a
really like
fucking
it, but where's
you'll have
the
a donut with shooting laser beams or on top of fucking manga or on top, you see what I'm saying? A Tina? Like, are you fucking serious? People lose their shit over these
just
Funkos.
the floating head that's Samantha?
Yes. Fucking Smith. Like, tell me. Please.
Yes,
They wouldn't
please.
fucking make bank.
Funko. Come on. We love our Funko here.
Yes.
And we
And
love
I'm
Dungeon
telling you,
Crawler
I'll
Carl.
buy all of them. Okay. Yes, we love Dungeon. Make a whole fucking just display of them. Yes. Thank you, Carrie, for reminding me. Now I'm
Yeah.
gonna go bug them again. I'm
Do
gonna
it.
like even snip this and tell them
Do it.
tag them motherfuckers.
Funko.
But yeah.
Come
All right.
on. We're
All
waiting.
right. I think we're done. I got things to do, but it was fun hanging out, Carrie. I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties at the beginning. This almost didn't happen, but just like Carl, we didn't give up. Okay. We
We
just
didn't
found
give up.
another way around.
And all of a sudden
Yeah.
it was like we were about like man, we just gotta like we're gonna have to regroup, and then all of a sudden it was fine.
Bam. Yeah. Love it.
It was fine
All
again.
right.
Yeah. So anyway,
Love it.
guys, bitches reading next month will be something different. Who
Right.
knows? Maybe we'll read Batman again.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Who fucking knows?
something completely different. I've got Human Target sitting here. Like, I don't know if
Ooh.
you'd be down for that.
That one's
More
cool.
Tom King.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah.
And
All
then
right.
we'll tell you guys so you can read
Thank you
along
guys
if
for
you want.
watching. We love and appreciate you. Definitely leave some comments and like and share and all that stuff. And yeah. And your bitches are out.